podcastjuice.net.
Crime. Let's get it together. Education. Let's get it together. Marriage. Let's get it together. Politics. Let's get it together. Full circle. Poverty. Let's get it together. Race. Let's get it together. Full circle. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Full Circle Podcast Show, episode number 51. I am Darryl E. McCullough, the same poet, and the songstress Carmen L. Miller is off today. However, the fitness guru is here, who acts like she's from Perrysburg, but she is really from the hood. Erica D. White.
Perrysburg.
Perrysburg.
I don't claim Poshburg, but okay, I'll let you get away with it.
But that's you.
Okay,
you.
I don't know about that, but I'm gonna let it fly. I think that's you.
Really? I appreciate that. Thank you.
But you are from Perrysburg.
Well, I'm also from the hood, though. Right. I get jiggy with it. What do you think of the new banner?
I like it. I'm a great addition to that banner.
Well,
I like
it took enough revisions to make you happy.
Well, I have an earring, so you guys got to look at it. I have a little earring in my ear. A
wow.
little bling. It's a stud.
Well, I'm glad you're happy. Now, we have a special in-studio guest, Sandra Kosick-Seals, who happens to be our producer's wife. How are you today, Sandra?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Fantastic. Thank you so much for joining us today on the show. We really appreciate it.
Yes.
Sure.
Yes,
well,
yes.
I'm happy to be here. I've been listening to the show from time to time, and I think it'll be fun to be part of it.
Yes.
You tell us about yourself.
All the time.
Yeah. When she said that, it's like,
all the time, right?
Sometimes.
To every word.
Time to time.
Wow. Tell us about yourself.
Well, I work in the environmental field, so I do a lot of work with science and the environment. I have multiple degrees, graduate degrees from the University of Michigan, so I'm pretty much a bit of an egghead, I suppose. A little bit maybe different, but...
I used to have crushes on eggheads. I called them, they were called in Cleveland noodleheads.
Sandra, do not call yourself an egghead. You're supposed to be like, I'm a smart girl.
I'm a smart girl. My
That's
boss
right.
calls me a certified smart person. That's
Wow.
probably
I like
the best
that.
way to put it.
Yes.
Well, that is awesome. You got to be smart because you got a great husband.
Well, he's
I know. Eric is awesome.
I'm such a brown noser.
Yeah.
I can't turn it off.
Oh, amen to that.
well, he's very good at what he does.
Awesome.
Hey. So let's get ready to have another fun and exciting show from the perspective of a liberal conservative. What did he cry?
He's laughing at you.
Yes, Eric is
In the
laughing
booth,
at you.
he's
Guys
laughing
can't
at you.
hear that. So, perspective of a liberal, conservative, and independent state of mind. Today's topic was actually picked by Carmen, who decided not to be here. Carmen, I'm not throwing no shade, though. Not throwing any shade. So, I was looking forward to her opinion on the subject. However, she sent me her footnotes, and she says she has something to do. Isn't that? I mean,
Right.
Right? That to be expected. The topic that Carmen, again, who's not here, did I get that right?
Absolutely.
She chose for us to discuss the sexual harassment. Don't point that thing at me. And she chose the title. And again, she is not here.
Well, I mean, but...
You think she's getting it pointed at her right now? Is that why she's not here?
Please, if we could just please keep the show, PG-13, that would be excellent.
Well, I think that's why Carmen's not here. Carmen, Get off the desk.
Wow.
Okay,
but you
go.
know what? With this very serious subject,
right?
I, as a podcaster, and we're going with our topics, we have to have a little, for lack of a better word, zing, a little zip on our title. If we just said sexual harassment, it's like, so Carmen put the little lemon pepper on it. That's what she does. She puts a little lemon pepper.
I thought it was Lowry's, but okay.
Well, and so that's how it is. So we're going to have fun as we always do, but we're going to have a very serious discussion about sexual harassment.
I like that.
Okay.
So before we begin, though, we want to thank everyone for the shout outs and listening and sharing our episodes with their family and friends. Again, make sure you check out the new logo and like that too. We also want to thank you for liking our Facebook page and subscribing to our YouTube channel. Also, don't forget to check us out on podcastjuice.net. This site has great information for Prince fans. What is wrong with me tonight? I need some water. Prince fans.
I bought the expensive water that you want from Perrysburg.
I do need that. Prince fans, as well as other podcasting shows, including the Michael Dean Show and the Prince Podcast. So we want to also thank Toledo's Own, and they were just on our last podcast.
Yeah,
That.
We had a great time with them.
Yes, absolutely. This is an apparel company that supplies quality clothing with a connection to pop culture and current events. Please visit them at kingsclothing.com, or find them on Facebook at 3 Kings with an S, Clothing, and like their page. So, yep, they have a lot of neat stuff up there. Did you get a chance to check out some of the new shirts they have out?
Yeah, because they had like, what was this thing that we just had? Black Friday or something?
Okay. Well, anyway, they had some Dorothy Daniels shirts, and they have some workout shirts I'm going to get. And
they had a big sale because of that.
Yes. That I'm really worried about you right now, but I'm going to let that go. And we have slots. Now, remember, these are going fast. Probably next time we aren't going to ask about this, but for today, for this podcast, we have open slots for sponsors. So if you're interested, please contact us at Full Circle Podcast Show at gmail.com.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So let's get right into the show. You guys ready?
Let's do it.
Right.
Okay, what's going on?
Well, before we begin, as we always do, we want to talk about last podcast, and the topic was Battle of the Sexes in Cyberspace. This was a very fun episode, and with the gentleman, as you mentioned, from 3 Kings Clothing, we had an awesome time. The Apple Crown Royal did not hurt.
What is it? Ronnie, Bobby, Ricky, and Mike? That's
Yeah,
their names, right?
Yeah, well, you know, and what was great about that, we had a fun show. That was the 50th episode of the Full Circle Podcast Show, and it was our 2-year anniversary. And then we also brought you on as a full-time member.
Yes,
so
which is awesome.
That was fantastic.
Don't judge me by my little lip stucks tonight when I was talking.
Oh, no, everybody knows. You know, you're on the Toledo News. Come on, everybody knows that you're a professional.
That's right.
When you're not being, rated R.
What?
PG. But, okay. Our producer said, or drunk. So notice when Carmen's not here, no alcohol. Because
alcohol.
Erica, she's not a good
I'm not
drinker.
I'm a good Catholic girl.
Well, okay. Well, now.
Wow.
But the episode, Battle of the Sexes in Cyberspace, it's moving along. We got about 400 downloads so far on that.
And we talked about Meek Mill, which was really exciting, so make sure you check that out, too.
Well, please, we have white listeners. Please don't bring that. No one knows who that is.
White people love Nicki Minaj, okay?
Okay.
I'm serious.
Right. Now, but that shows we're about 400 downloads, as I said. So if you haven't had a chance to check that out, please go back and listen to that show. Before we get into politics, I have a quick question.
Okay.
Do either of you have a desk at work?
I have a desk at work.
Yes, of course.
What? No, it's not. Of course, a lot of people work on the line.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're professionals.
Or out in the field, in my case.
Right. But what is the purpose of family pics at work? On your computer desktop and things like that. Do you have like family pictures?
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't have any of that.
It's for positive, to keep you in a positive place while you're at work.
Is that what it's about?
Yes.
So to remind you why you're at work. It's because the only place you can get any peace and quiet.
Oh, well. Because so the pictures are for you, not for the people, the onlookers.
Well, mine are for me.
Yeah, I would consider mine for me also.
Interesting. Yeah, I have nothing. If somebody was to say, we don't need you here anymore, all I got to do is grab my shoes and my coat and I'm gone. I don't have to take pictures down. I don't have that. I mean, am I there that long that I need memories of that? I don't know. I love my children and I should have them there, but I got everything on my phone. I think you do that for other people.
No, you do it for yourself. It makes you feel good during the day.
Really?
Yes.
All right. Well,
probably people do it for different reasons. Some folks want to show off what a lovely family they have. Other folks want to be able to see their family when they're there during the day.
Okay. I can see her desk already.
Oh yeah, I've
No.
got all kinds of stuff on my desk.
Wow. Yeah, and you know the other thing is, man, it is freezing here in Maumee, Ohio.
Well, it's Midwest. It's the Midwest.
Yeah, well, yesterday was so nice, and today's it's freezing. I stopped at the gas station to get $10 worth of gas, and I was like, man, it is cold. And then, but I saw a white guy got out of the car. He had a short sleeve shirt and hospital pants.
So you saw Eric at the gas station.
Well, I'm
with
just
hospital pants.
I don't get it. I don't get it. It's freezing. Dress appropriately, people.
Yeah, there's
Dress
one in
appropriately.
every crowd.
Absolutely. Wow. So what you got politics wise? You got anything?
Well, I have
Because I have no complaints.
I have quite a few things that we could discuss. One is just recently announced that Russia has been banned from the 2018 Winter Olympics. Did you guys hear about that?
No.
Yes,
Is
I
this
did
on,
hear about
Is
it.
this on Fox News? I didn't hear anything about this at
I
all.
would never watch Fox News ever. Trust me. Don't let me get my.
I would
black
never
girl
watch
neck out on
CNN
you.
ever.
I don't
Like-
think it's controversial enough to be on Fox News.
And guess
Unless they
what?
need it for Phil.
That's right. But let me guess why. This would be great. Why they got citing systematic manipulation of the anti-doping rules. A 14-person International Olympic Committee panel announced Tuesday that is banning Russia from the 2018 Winter Olympics. Yeah. So they're still manipulating things. I think no one's surprised by that. Is anyone surprised?
Well, I'm surprised.
No, I am not. It's good.
I'm sure they're going to work it out. I've been hearing a lot of stuff about this whole. Every time I turn around, I am hearing Russia. You know, I don't know. And the whole I say his name. Putin.
This is
Putin.
I just So but there's a lot of other stuff going on. So we're just gonna. I also want to let this out there that has been also recently revealed that Karen. Do you know who Karen is?
Karen who?
Pence.
Yeah.
Okay, Karen Pence was disgusted by the tape and formal campaign aid. She told that she finds him. This is Trump. She finds Trump reprehensible and just totally vile. Yes, that's what I'm reading from the report.
Yep, that's the quote that they're putting in the news
President
today.
Trump has been questioning the fidelity of his infamous Access Hollywood tape where he said, I'm a grabber in the biscuits. That one, we're going to say that nice. And he said that wasn't him. But the vice president's wife reported has her own opinion. Go ahead, girl. It's about time. Yes, quit standing in the background of him sexually harassing women is reprehensible and just vile. So this person obviously has a little more integrity, as we also know that Trump is also supporting Roy Moore.
I have heard about this.
You've heard more than just heard about it. What's your opinion? You got one? Of course not. So but what's happening now is that they're finding out is that the polling that they're showing is pretty accurate that this guy may be out, even though he got in front of the, and I'm going to tell you this, and I'm going to take the stance on it. I was just listening to the Ricky Smiley show Ricky Smiley also listens to our podcast.
Who is Ricky Smiley?
Oh my goodness. I'm going to let you Google that. Okay. Ricky Smiley morning show. Listens to our show also. But what they were saying is that Roy Moore was invited into some of, not all of them, the African-American churches, which he's been affiliated with the KKK, and read a poem about sexual harassment. Can you believe this? And I love that Ricky Smiley called
These are alleged.
No, these are not alleged.
We need to say allegedly after some
they're not
things here, because
alleged
I've heard none of these things.
Well, it's not a crime to go into a church. You don't have to say allegedly.
Right.
Well, I'm saying that she said that he read these certain things.
He went up and read
that.
a poem. If you were going to address sexual harassment, then bring the victims in. You don't bring in someone being accused of being the victimizer.
Well,
do you agree? So if you were in Alabama, would you vote for Roy Moore?
I support the Republican Party.
Oh, so you were a supporter child molester?
I didn't say that.
But he's a pedophile.
I didn't say that. I can say some things about Hillary Clinton, but I won't.
But that's what Republicans do. That's what you
No, that's
do.
what Democrats do.
No, I'm not doing that. I'm asking you how you would vote. And this is where we're getting things. You're the conservative party as long as it's conservative to you. But anytime any party in that party does anything that's reprehensible, you're going to support them. So it's party over people, party over children,
If
party over
Democrats
integrity.
supported Democrats, Hillary Clinton would be in the White House today. But you
No.
don't support one another. There's dissension.
Well, then what you're saying, then you're talking in circles. Would you or would you not support Roy Moore based upon what we know that's going on?
I'm going to say
Are you?
I'm not going to answer that question, number one, because it's not on the outline. So,
Oh, that is so. Oh, God.
You know?
Oh, really?
you're like
Really?
pulling something out of a hat.
I'm not. You
out of a
said,
bag.
do
No.
I have anything to report on politics? So I'm just doing a little controversy in here, and you running scared.
Well,
I mean, at least be a narcissist about it and take something, step up to the plate. So we're going to move on. And you know what? You guys should go to our Facebook page and answer, or our YouTube. Do you think that Darryl will vote for Roy Moore? And I think you would, even though you have children, and you're sick.
no, and that's
You're
that's
a
where
sick individual.
that's honestly, to be honest, that's where I draw the line on
Would you
several
stay home
things.
Would you stay home that day?
I guess I'm not going to answer this question,
Oh,
okay?
my-
But I'm saying
Why not?
anyone who willingly endangers children, they do not get my support.
I
Put
like
it that way.
I'll take that.
So-
So he will vote no for Roy Moore.
I didn't.
But yeah, you just described the guy. Don't be Trump. Be strong.
Well,
Be strong. So we're going to leave that alone. So that's some of the things. So we're going to be watching out for this new election that's going to be happening. Well, this exciting election, the most important election of your time. Isn't that what they say on every election?
yeah,
This
everyone.
is the most important election ready to come out to. So
Yeah, every election is like, remember that whole what was that guy, Puff Daddy, Sean Daddy, Puffy,
his name is Sean Combs.
Vote
or die.
which was terrible.
It's not terrible.
What happens with a lot of black people, you guys go to the extreme.
I think Eric has better opinions on a lot of black people than you do.
You go to the extreme on a lot of things. You know what I
do
mean?
not go
And I
to
was
the
like, vote or
extreme.
die. So every election that we have, it's like it is just so important.
I do think that is overused,
That-
vote or die. But I do want to say, I don't know if you read the latest thing. This is the last thing I'm going to talk about. That now they're saying that the president cannot be prosecuted while he's in office for consorting all that little stuff he's been doing in Russia. He says he feels very bad for Michael Flynn, but they're going to feel bad together because they're going to be buddies pretty soon.
That's another. I'm glad you brought that up. Yeah, because that was something else that's been in the news. I don't know.
He is scared.
I don't know.
He's on defensive. You ever seen? If y'all watch Scandal, let me just go into.
I don't watch
So you
Scandal.
know how Scandal when
Nor
when they
How to Get
backed
Away
up
with
in the
Murder,
corner.
nor
What?
Flash.
What?
I'm not watching anymore. You know I don't watch those shows, and you know why.
Because he can't take strong black women
With white men, I'm not doing that.
with white
I'm not,
men. Oh my!
I'm not doing that.
Oh, that is. I am just. That was so racist.
It's not racist.
That is racist.
The public, they are using
Oh my
interracial relationships. They're making puppets out of them. They are.
They're not
They
making
are.
puppets.
Every show. Come on, everybody's not in an interracial
every
relationship.
Show. That's not every show. It just shows that strong, powerful white men are interested in sisters.
No, if I was gay, I would be highly offended of how television markets me. Okay?
How
if
are
I
you
was in an
marketed as a gay
interracial
man?
relationship, I would be highly offended.
Why?
Because they are pimping you. They are. Because
I know what it is. It shows that black men don't normally choose, any white lady, but white men are real particular about what they're gonna bring home, huh?
no, I'm saying if you
Speak
have
on
a
it, Susan.
television
What do you
show,
think? Susan was laughing over here.
if you have a television show now, I understand diversity. I get it. And I know you have to have that.
It's not
but
diversity.
they're forcing that down our throat.
That's not diversity.
Did you see the Oprah Winfrey commercial before we get into entertainment?
Diversity.
About this.
That is
She's
how
got some-
the world looks. That is how the world looks. Is
It is how
diverse.
potato-
This is
mashed
the
potato
world.
thing. The what?
I'm on that one. It is how the world looks, and it's people who don't normally get to be seen because
Right.
they're shoved into the corners and set aside in spaces and closed into their little rooms. Bring them out. Let them see.
I support
this is,
that.
These are
Susan,
people. People
thank
have
you.
these opinions.
Sandra,
Oh, what did I call you?
support
Susan?
that.
I'm sorry. People say my name is not
That-
Susan.
That's why we don't drink with Erica.
Well, I'm
But
gonna
Sandra,
remember
I
Erica
support
'cause we
that.
got another
Sandra, I
Erica
want you to
coming up.
know that Eric told me that he used to be in love with Diana Ross. He said if he was going to marry a black woman, she looked like Diana Ross because he wanted to wear them wigs.
No, I don't know. No, but I get
He's
what
a
you're
very
saying,
musical
but I'm
guy.
saying everybody is not in that type of situation.
But nevertheless,
what is
back
that
to my
doing for
thing.
white families?
Oh
What
my-
is that doing for black families?
Sandra's-
What is that doing for
Sandra's
us?
is doing into your family. I don't think, is it?
Oh, it's important for people to see that there are families of all kinds, because
Thank
every
you.
family is unique in their own way. I'm in a family, we're a white family, we have a disabled member. You know, for me to see a diverse family on television who's interracial or gay or all
someone's
of those
disabled,
people
real-
are like
Yes.
us. You know, different from what would be considered a
What
What I'm
normal.
saying is,
Yeah,
I
not perfect.
understand that. I'm saying it doesn't
Normal.
have to be everywhere.
My
It's-
whole point with that is once you get backed up in the corner, they start making excuses, and that's what we see Trump doing. He's just flailing out like Frankenstein, or like looking a little like Charles Barkley a little bit, you know. Yeah,
Well-
that's what I see going on, and I can't not wait for him to go down. I cannot wait. When it goes down, I'm gonna bring you a big old coffee and a cupcake.
We're gonna be fine.
We're
we
gonna
That'll be
will
a-
weather
that'll
this
be
storm.
a fun show.
It will be a real fun show.
We will weather this storm.
What's up with entertainment?
Well, first we want to thank our sponsor, Marmonte Records, a label produced by our own producer, Eric Sills.
Who loves Diana Ross?
I've never heard this, but
I've heard this.
you know, okay. Eric Sills of Stone Soup Recording in Maumee. I'm messing up like Erica.
The lisp is on the loose.
So any of you singers or musicians looking for a record studio top class, please visit Eric here at stonesouprec.com. Also check him out on Facebook at Stone Soup Recording Studios and like his page. Since we've been off, we took an extra week off. You know, we celebrated because of our 50th episode and everything, so we took an extra week off. A lot of people have died since we've been off.
Wow.
You guys better stay on.
Well, yeah. Well, not that this first one is a complaint, but Charles Manson.
I can't believe you're even going to announce that.
I'm just saying he died.
Who cares?
Well, Charles Manson died.
Who cares?
Della Reese died. She was 86.
I love Della Reese. Remember she did that little Heaven show? I can't remember the name of it.
Heaven Can Wait.
Heaven Can Wait. Was that? I used to love
I don't
that.
think that was the name of it.
She was an
Maybe not.
angel or something, but she was a black angel, so it's really
I know what you're talking about,
revolutionary.
though.
Yeah, I love that. And then she got shot in the
I
pinky
thought it
toe.
was. I thought it was Angel. I thought it was some.
Highway
Angel
to
was in it.
Heaven?
No.
Who was Highway to Heaven? That was Michael
That's
Landon.
yeah.
wasn't
You're
it?
all.
Okay, Della Reese, we miss you, babe. I love
Hi-
Della Reese. She
I-
was
I can't-
86. She
yeah.
had a nice long life.
The grandfather from the Cosby Show, Earl Hyman.
I think Earl's name is well known enough that you don't have to say the granddad from. You can say
I don't
Earl
know if it
Hyman,
is.
most known for playing Bill Cosby's dad on the Cosby Show.
No. Okay. Touched by an Angel. I
That
knew
was Della
Angel was
Reese's
in
show.
I knew Angel was in. Thank you,
did-
Eric.
You did
I said
not.
Angel.
Sandra knew that.
No, I was thinking of a movie title.
Okay.
Ooh, another one. You don't know who this is because you were an arm baby. You weren't born when he was out. David Cassidy from the 70s television show The Partridge Family. I was a
I
big
do know
fan
who
of
David
that
Cassidy
show.
is, but I didn't watch the show. I watched Swiss Family Robinson.
Oh, okay. I never really got into that show. Also, Jim Neighbors, who actually I thought has been dead a long time ago, but he,
Neighbors.
huh?
Who's Jim Neighbors?
Golly, from
Oh, okay,
the Andy
thank you.
Griffith Show, and he had his own show, Gomer Pyle.
Oh, okay.
So
Yeah, that was the Gomer Pyle, I think. Was
I remember
that?
Gomer Pyle.
Yeah, that was after.
let me see what else. During the break, I took the kids to 2 Comic-Cons, and then when we got back, my son and I binge watched The Punisher that was on Netflix. I don't know if any of you are into that, but okay, no spoilers for The Punisher, but excellent. As far as I'm concerned, first off, there's nothing that is going to be better than Daredevil season 1, and nothing is going to be as bad as Iron Fist. But the Punisher did a great job
Nothing's
on the
gonna be as
backstory.
hype as the Black Panther.
You know, well,
Cannot wait till that comes out.
here's the thing, and I'm going to get into this with Spike Lee, but when something is good, I'm going to say it's good, and when something is bad, I'm going to say it's bad. It
Unless
has
it's Trump.
regardless if it's because a lot of black people have these high expectations of Black Panther.
Why do you
I'm going to
always
judge Black Panther.
White people
I'm going to
do
judge
too.
Black
What are you
Panther like I
talking
judge
about?
anything.
Everybody is excited. It's not just black
No,
people.
I'm saying we have a way of putting our Tiger Woods
I
agenda
wouldn't put
on everything.
Tiger Woods on ish.
I'm saying
do not
when
Tiger
they're black,
Woods me.
we put this huge emphasis
Sandra,
on like they're
you
the
can
savior.
have Tiger Woods. Did you guys want Tiger Woods?
I can take him or leave him. How's
okay. Well, you don't want.
But when he came out, he was the best thing since sliced bread, and you know it.
Tiger Woods, no.
I will support Black
Serena
Panther,
Williams.
but I will support it if it is good. So I will judge it just like anybody else. Now,
no, you judge
the
worse.
the Punisher, I thought it was very well done. It wasn't extremely violent all the way through.
So what happened at the end?
I can't tell you because there are no spoilers, but I will give you, I will give you my opinion on that. I believe that Daredevil season 1 is number 1, Punisher is number 2, Luke Cage, then the Defenders, Jessica Jones, and lastly Iron Fist. But all in all, I gave the Punisher an 8.5. So I think you should check it out.
Okay, well, I'm not, but keep going along.
Also, have you ever seen She's Gotta Have It
Of course,
by Spike Lee?
Yes, I'm black. Of course, I've seen.
See that?
She Gotta
See?
Have It.
See?
I mean, you should just assume that I have. Just assume certain things about me.
Well, I ended up watching
like
that
it.
because Spike Lee, they did a reboot of She's Gotta Have It, the 1986 movie, and they brought it on Netflix. And
I didn't really like it. It was all right.
Oh, so you did watch it?
I watched the first episode, and I just was kind of like, eh. What did you think? What did you think?
Well, I like Spike Lee. I would be lying to say
I
that
do like Spike Lee.
he and Woody Allen were not my inspiration for getting into filmmaking. I wanted this to shine.
Woody Allen.
Woody Allen, despite his lifestyle, the man is a brilliant filmmaker. And
What's wrong with Spike Lee's
and he's
lifestyle?
great for what he did for his people.
Woody Allen?
His
people? I am totally. Wait, am I missing something?
What? So if I said Spike Lee and what Spike Lee did for black people, it's the same thing.
What is Spike Lee? He inspired African American film artists to get out there and not just African American, those who wanted to cover what was going on in Central City.
Come on,
fight
Woody the power, do the right thing. It was for black people. You know that. Let's just be realistic.
What? I'm going to be honest that a lot of other races have watched those movies.
Okay,
but anyway, I thought that
the primary audience was black people.
Okay, Darryl, I'm going to. Did you like Jungle Fever?
Our producer asked if I like Jungle Fever. Yes, because it exposed a lot of. It showed that interracial couples is just not all kumbaya. They have drama in these relationships. I know that they portray that they're all happy, but there are issues, and I respect it.
They're people. Why wouldn't they have issues?
Yeah.
You have
I'm really
issues
confused.
in those type of relationships.
Everyone has issues. Anyway, so
you have more issues when you're in an interracial relationship.
You were inspired by Spike Lee and Woody Allen, which I'm just. What did you think about the She's Gotta Have It?
I thought it was filmed beautifully.
So did you only watch the sex parts?
No, I don't. That doesn't really stand out to me.
Really,
the marijuana smoke and let me just start from the beginning. Nola Darling. It's about her story and her array of sexual partners.
One of them looks like you, the one guy that was sitting on the bench with them glasses.
What are you
he's reading that paper. He took them glasses off. That the first guy you gonna see look just like Darryl with some meat on his bones.
So
you agree?
It deals with focusing on her life as she juggles with her sexual freedom. Mars Blackman, who was Spike Lee in the original film, is now Mars Puerto Rican, so like a Puerto Rican guy playing that part.
That was not his name.
I'm just saying.
Puerto Rican.
Mars Blackman, that was like the pun of the whole thing. Now, because of diversity and all this other kind of things, but whatever. He's a Puerto Rican guy. He did a pretty good job. My problem was I thought it was too much music. What's that saying? Music tames the savage beast. There was so much music in this series that I think it overshadowed some of the acting. It hid the flaws of the actors. And I I mean,
I didn't think the actors were flawed. It was really dated. I don't know if that's what did it for me. It was really 80s. It was really 80s, 90s.
how could it be 80s, 90s, and they did the whole hashtag thing and everything for all you millennials and stuff?
I'm not. Well, I will be a millennial. I don't know, but have you seen Greenleaf?
No.
Oh my gosh! Now I binge watched that, and maybe that's why I've got to go back and watch. She's got to have it. The Greenleaf. Let me tell you, it is the bomb. I watched season 1 and season 2, and it's basically about mega churches and this family. And it goes into everything. And yes, there are interracial things, interracial couples. Because guess what?
Do you
It happens
You're supporting
in the church.
what I'm
Does
saying.
it have gay people in it? Because yes, gay people go to church. Does it have the mega? Does it talk about people's beliefs? It's just, if you want to see, and the whole cast is African American. And when I was watching it, and this is the God's honest truth, that was something I had to realize, because the acting in it is so superb. The storylines are so well written. It's just like some things where you watch them, you never even notice the race of people in it. And this is one of them. It was just like when I watched Legends of the Falls, and oh my Lord, and Brad Pitt came with that blonde hair. I didn't even notice he was white. I was just like, that is the most beautiful man I've ever seen with long,
I'll say
flowing
this.
hair. Oh, did you remember Legends of the Falls?
I've seen like the trailer for it. Yeah.
Wasn't Brad Pitt beautiful?
Yeah, he's beautiful.
Oh my God, that is a beautiful man.
I'll say this with
I'm
the
sorry,
whole
I digress.
the diversity thing. There's a show on television that gets it right. When you're a company and you have a Seinfeld show or a Friends show where everybody's white and you make that X amount of money, you say, you know what? If we had added a black character, we will make more money because we would bring that black audience in there. If we added a gay character, we would add more of an audience. It's all about making money. Okay. Now, with that said,
That's not why Greenleaf did that. It was to explore what happens in the real world.
The show that gets
Seinfeld
it right,
wants to do
that
it
has
for
black
Greenleaf.
people and white people properly mixed together, I think, is This Is Us, which I think is the best show on television right now.
I'm going to cricket that. I'm going to say Greenleaf. Y'all got to watch Greenleaf. Now, you watch Greenleaf, and you're going to be like, ah!
My wife watches Greenleaf, so I
Yes.
know that I will not
Lynn Whitfield
watch. I will
is
not
the
enjoy
bomb.
it. My wife is a Mary J. Blige kind of person.
What
And
the-
we differ in our what we like, but I think that's what keeps us together, because there's a difference. But Greenleaf, I don't know, like Empire, I would never watch Empire.
Greenleaf and Empire are nothing alike.
Greenleaf, okay,
It's not
I don't
anything
know.
alike, right? So you need to watch it. And then let's come back and discuss that next show.
And I don't, and because you and I, we usually do not agree on things.
No, we
so I'm going to
don't.
say I probably won't like Greenleaf.
So you're just going to come off like that
I'm
off
sorry.
from the beginning.
I apologize.
Wow, he's not even going to try it.
We'll edit that later in the show.
Oh, yeah. I saw how the editing happened the last show when Carmen was calling that lady the wrong name, and you guys left it in there. I know how editing works on this show. It's all
No,
about
it
ratings.
just depends yeah, absolutely.
It's all about ratings.
And anyone who's gay or in a interracial relationship, join us, please.
You guys, you have to check out Greenleaf, and and go ahead and check out She's Gotta Have It. Let us know what you think about that.
Wow. Okay. Well, we're gonna move. You know what?
What up?
I got some good news.
What? Let me hear. What is it?
I got a national holiday today.
Okay. I know this is not real, and I'm already offended before we get started. But
No, this is not offensive at all, I don't think.
it's not okay.
No.
Darryl,
Today's national holiday is Clean the Top of Your Refrigerator Day.
like the top part on the outside or
The top.
inside? Okay.
And you know what? I support this. As I'm over 6'4" feet tall, I wear a size 16
6'4"
shoe.
feet.
I've
You
been-
know what?
We'll
That
talk
is
about that later.
Unnecessary. Just not.
But I'm
nasty.
tall. I always see the top of everyone's refrigerator, and a lot of them are filthy.
Or have you ever offered to help? That's what a good Christian would do.
There you go.
Why you got to bring up religion into this?
Christians aren't religions; they're people, just like gay people.
Oh man, you know what?
Interracial commercial.
I was telling Eric, we're going to do a show, and it's going to be called "Has God Become a Liberal Hippie?" Stop inculcating your beliefs.
Inculcating. Oh, that's a new inculcating.
It's
What is
a
it?
word. Look
Is
it up. It's a word.
Spell it.
Stop putting that into
Spell it.
everything to justify the wrongness in you.
Like Roy Moore.
There's
You're
standards.
Right, Roy Moore. Yeah. Thank
Okay.
you,
Well, hey.
Trump.
So I don't know.
Okay, so I just have a question. So is that like a fetish or something that you look at the people's refrigerators, think about cleaning them? That sounds like some freaky stuff you got going on for yourself.
It's something, you need to do dusting around your house and, all that kinds of stuff.
Darryl,
but
you're a closet freak.
I'm not going to deny that. And you know what?
I think he's a volunteer since he's the observant one.
Right.
Here.
Well, you know what? I think that there's a thin line between sanity.
Girl, can I come over and clean the top of your refrigerator?
A thin line between sanity and insanity. And when you have money, it gives you an opportunity to expose those issues that you have. And I think this goes right into, once we get into our topic, there's a little freak in all of us, but we don't have the money or the resources to expose that.
What in the hell are you talking about? I have no idea where you just went.
When you said a freak.
Okay.
Now.
Freak.
When you're talking about a freak, there's a little freak in all of us, but some of us have it reserved, because we don't have the opportunities to let that go. I can't wait till we blow up, and you're going to see all kind of stuff that I'm into.
Hillary Clinton has no freak in her.
Trust me. That was the worst. That was the
she has
worst.
No freak in her. I'm
that
sorry.
Was the worst person to bring up to support your analogy ever.
I think if she had a little more freak in her, people would have been more excited.
Right. See, there's no freak in her. Bill would have been more excited.
Oh, Bill! Wow, Bill was excited.
But not with Hillary. That's all I'm saying.
You know what? We had this discussion. We had this discussion at a family gathering.
There's no freaking down in Brazil.
Well, but don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. But I'm going to bring up the Bible on this, and it says
okay.
if you cannot, basically head your own household, you can't support the flock.
And what is that?
And if Hillary can't take care of her own family, how is she going to support the flock, the United States? She should have. If she would have got more respect, if she left Bill Clinton. Even though I feel that if you have an affair, that does not mean that you have to automatically get a divorce. If you're I'm going to be married to somebody for 20 years, and I'm not going to be attracted to somebody else, or somebody else isn't going to be attracted to me. That's not realistic. But
People
I understand.
Are attracted to you?
Oh, trust me. Now, but what I'm saying is, I'm going to forgive you that first time. I may forgive you that second time, but after repeated type of things, I got to bounce.
There's a 2-strike rule for you? 2-strike rule?
Well, I'm just saying.
Karen,
she should have left.
Karen, you can get your freak on twice before he'll leave out.
That's fine. Sometimes you gotta, that saying, let it go and see if they come back. What I'm talking about. If you love someone, let them go. If it comes back, whatever. Sometimes you gotta let them go. Go out in the street.
No, that is not true, Darryl. And first of all, that is not a Bible scripture. I don't know where you got that crap from.
If my wife is listening to the show, going out there in the street with your VCR type of stuff that you do, and you'll see
VCR.
They're Blu-rays. They're Blu-rays out here. What?
Oh, you mean her skills are old school?
I didn't say that. You're putting words in my mouth.
Well, you just said go out there with your VCR type of stuff.
If that's the way you take it.
If that's the type of videos you guys are watching, you both are nasty.
Well, I'm just letting you know.
Well, I don't know about that, but anyway.
So you want to let's tackle this.
What are we going to tackle? Okay. Oh, so let's get into it. Yes, we've been arguing about all kind of other stuff here. So let's get ready to get into today's topic, sexual harassment. Don't point that thing at me. Okay. So, Darryl, do you want to share? Oh, I'm sorry.
Is that offensive?
Is what?
I didn't.
Don't point that thing at me?
No, I told you.
Okay.
That for us to tackle this subject.
Right.
I have my opinion. But I feel that the women have to take the lead in this, because how can a man speak about sexual harassment from a female's perspective?
Right.
I have my opinion, okay, and I'll let that be known.
Okay.
But when Carmen put the lemon pepper on this about, don't point that thing at me, is that offensive? Now, I know someone who has been sexually harassed. She's very, this is a very emotional subject for her. But when I sent this topic to her, with that on the end, I think she was a little turned off. Now, is this offensive? Don't point that thing at me.
No, but I also haven't experienced sexual harassment. I mean, now there are different types, and I know that we talked about this earlier. I would take it different than if I was taking my trash out to the street and the guy that's picking trash comes like, than I would if I was in the office working and my boss did that to me, because it's a position of authority, which changes the thought of women of how sexual harassment works.
But sexual harassment is sexual harassment. It doesn't make a difference if it's a wino on the street or the president of the United States.
Well, it makes a difference in the power imbalance.
Right.
When it's somebody who can who can force you to make a choice you don't want to make,
Right.
because they're putting you up,
force.
Can I no
I get
longer
it.
support my family if I am fired from my job if I don't
see
do
what
what
you're
this guy
saying.
says, versus somebody on the street who might be, well, they might hit me or attack me physically, but maybe not, but they're not forcing you to accede to letting them touch you. You don't have that
I see what you're
authority
saying.
over you.
It's
Okay.
a position of authority. So when someone's able to use their position of authority in a way that they can take away someone else's free will or rights, and that's the problem we have with sexual harassment. And you know what? I'm going to bring up this point. It's the same way as being a female is being an African American. I know you get mad when I say this, or being a minority of any group. Even we can say Eric, who's disabled. You get so used to people saying stupid stuff. A lot of it you discount where you probably should, like if someone says,
It's hard to push back if
you're
you
just
feel
like
like you
God.
got to do it
You
day
hear it
after day,
all
time
the
after
time.
time. It's like, all right, I just don't not have the energy for that today.
right? Because people, and I mean, I'm just gonna say I'm curvaceous, and there are times where women will even come up to me. I've had it happen at work and say, "Oh, Eric, I wish I had your butt. Can I touch your butt?" Now that's you just like, no, you can't do that, and you just kind of let stuff go. Or if someone says something like even about African American people or Mexican, you're just like, hey, that's not funny. But you're just so used to the insensitivities that come from people to sometimes you work with. A lot of minority, especially women, you're used to it. You ignore it. Oh, you're pretty, or you might be, are you pretty as you are smart? But when people start to use that authority and those type of words and actions to hold you to the point where you have to make a decision of, am I going to have a job tomorrow? Can I feed my family? Or am I going to have to go in here with this big, fat, sloppy, nasty dude? Because, and let him say these things to me. I mean, some people like Matt Lauer, but I don't like Matt Lauer. He like a little smooth potato to me.
I guess I'll to support where I'm going to go, I'll start from the beginning on this, and meaning that
do you use your
I had
position?
I had to find out, like, what is sexual harassment? How is this categorized? It's like verbal, visual, and physical.
That's right.
Okay.
Visual,
now,
little elevator eyes.
When
Come on.
sexual harassment, I think it's harassment when it comes also from somebody that you don't like, because if he's a cute person and you are attracted to that person, then they're not really harassing you.
I disagree with that. And let me tell you why. Because it's still someone using their position of authority in a way to take away your rights or ability to say no. So maybe at first it comes off, and I think that's where men really get it wrong. Women, you'll be like, hey, you look nice today. Oh, thank you. Hey, you're looking really good today. You're like, okay, thank you. And then men start saying, oh, well, she likes me. No, I don't like you. You gave me a compliment. It doesn't matter what you look like. When you start to push past me accepting a compliment for you, and you start to and think that means sexual innuendos, which you can say things to me and using your position. I don't care if you look like Idris. Well, let me not lose Idris Elba. I don't care if you look like what you look like. That's not the conversation.
Yeah, I mean, it's the refusal to accept no for an answer, or any hesitation or doubts is like, oh, she didn't really mean to say no, because she hesitated just that half a second before she said the word.
And sometimes it's disbelief when people say something to you. It's not because you're like, oh, I like it. You're like, did that person just really say that to me?
Did that really happen? Yeah, denial.
So women ignore a lot because we're just so used to it. When you're in a highly male-dominated society, or a society, we can do that, and also work group. Okay, when you talk about factory workers, or you talk about firemen or police officers or union, there's so many different categories, and you talk about in the media, anything that has to do where it's highly male dominated. women already know they're going to come in and have to deal with things, but doggone it, don't make us have to also deal with you and your penis, okay, and your sexual harassment. And men have got the pat on the back to say this is okay. If a woman wants to come into your work group and wants to be a scientist or wants to be a mathematician or she wants to be a factory worker, then she's going to put up with these things. And that has been the understanding since the early 1900s when women were allowed to start working, that if you want to work, then we get to grab your ass. I mean, this is what it was. And women had no way to fight back because they have to feed their families.
Now, I support what you're saying. However,
be careful.
I believe that there is a black agenda, there's a gay agenda, there's an interracial agenda, and now I feel that there's an harassment agenda because
there's no agenda. There's people.
Why are there so many allegations coming out now? I mean,
because they're
we went from
finally
0 to
being
10.
No, the allegations have always been there. The problem is that we never had anyone to listen to us. Women have been saying this for eons, that when I walk into the workforce or the workplace, I notice that my boss is very like, oh, you can't do this work or this, and now it's moved to sexual harassment. When you went in to say anything, they were like, are you going to really cause that kind of problem here? Yeah. And you had no right to say anything.
And if you said anything,
you could job. Be and people are
fired,
still losing their jobs,
ridiculed,
right,
kept out of an industry, blackballed entirely.
And like you said, he's not that ugly, he's fine, he's not disgusting, so why wouldn't you think that was complimentary? Well, not everybody does.
Wow. Well, I tell you what, these companies are not messing around when sexual harassment allegations come about. They are firing these people. And you mentioned Matt Lauer, and there's a slew of people.
They just fired Matt Lauer. You got to think about how long he's been doing this.
I heard about the door with the lock.
Yeah, and come in and buzz you in.
And he can, wow.
Somebody, and let me just say that, he didn't do that himself. Somebody within the NBC set that desk up to do that for him. That's what we have to think about, that people have been making these complaints. And networks have been paying for that hush-hush money to keep people quiet. The difference is now they're doing damage control. Trust me, if they could have paid off what they knew was coming, he would still be there.
Well, I'll say this. When it comes to approaching women, especially nowadays, I've always tried to be very professional, business-like.
I agree. You're very professional.
Even when look, I've been married for 20 years, and even before I was married, I wouldn't even approach a woman to dance unless I saw her snapping her finger. What? That lets me know that she wants to dance.
That is the reason why men are in trouble for sexual harassment right there.
And then she looks at me, and then I will approach her
to make sure her friend was coming through the door. She was not looking at you.
I remember just like it was yesterday, because the girl who I was dancing with, she was like looking at me, and she was texting on her iPhone 7, and she
was not looking at you, Darryl.
She was looking at me.
She was on her phone. You just said she was.
But this is before I was married. And I was married many, many years ago. But
I'm waiting for sexual harassment. This is where I'm looking for this to go. Also, I'm waiting for it to hit man on man and woman on woman, because I know that this also happens where women are hitting or making sexual harassment moves toward other women, and it has to happen with men.
Yeah,
we know that. I'm just waiting for that to be the next start. But we have.
It's come already, because Kevin Spacey, that's what he was getting in trouble for.
Yeah, but I think that was a cop out. I didn't take that serious.
No, he's a pedophile.
I think he went the gay route because everybody was going to be like, whoa, and back off.
No, he's gay. He didn't go the gay route.
Yeah, he is gay.
What are you talking about?
Really?
Yeah. Yes, he's gay.
I don't know.
He's been closeted.
And the gay community was so offended by him, they said, don't make him part of our community. Remember that? They were like, we don't do that. We don't want to be, because there's pedophilia.
It had nothing to do with that. No.
I think the one thing we're finding out from Hollywood, and the one thing we're finding out is that, one, is that this has always been happening. Number two is that as long as it be swept under the rug, or the people in power are allowed to maintain, attain, or restore the power to say that if you want your job, you're going to do this, this, and this. Now those cards or that deck is falling. And so we're starting to see more what was already always happening.
But I don't have a problem with what you're saying. My concern is, why do you think that it's taken these women so long to report these cases, and they're 20 years old.
It's the believability.
I honestly,
20 years ago, nobody would listen. Now we've got a critical mass. People have been going to prison, for having harassed people. It's visible. It's out there. The Access Hollywood tape, people can hear people saying things that they wouldn't normally. A man might not be saying that when there's other men around. So for
does that
fine,
lessen
upstanding gentlemen, it's
your
easy to say no
because
guy
the
would ever
story's 20
say
years
that.
old?
No, it doesn't. Darryl, you have to look at the ages of a lot of those women 20 years ago. They were 14, 15. If, as in this case of Roy Moore, if you're a young girl and you're working at a diner and an older gentleman who you know is in a position of power says, come out to my car, most girls aren't really thinking like this guy is going to be touching them. I'm excited, I get to meet this where he comes out, he takes you in there, starts groping on you, and he says, if you say anything, I'm going to hurt you and your family. You're a 16-year-old girl. And guess what society still does a lot of times, and we're seeing it on TV. It says, why were you in that man's car? Why did you go there? Why would you think that? If you're a victim, you go on the stand to take the stand in those cases, just regular people, you are persecuted for being naive and not being a victim. So people aren't coming forward, the age of those people. Also, I'm sure there are many people that complained about Bill Cosby. I'm just going to use him for an example. But they didn't worry about it, right? Because he had the past. He was in a position of authority. No one wanted to upset him. He had the position over those women. Who are people going to believe?
No, not just that, but other people had his back.
Right.
Other powerful people
because they
had
were
his
doing
back.
it. Right.
Well, they wanted to keep him
happy,
and,
and
with this good reputation because they were making money off of it.
So we have people. There's not most of the time when there's someone doing anything that has to do with any type of sexual harassment or violence or pedophilia, anything like that. They have people around them that are helping protect them either through the action or by just turning their head the other way. You don't get away with doing things like that long without someone helping you, either voluntarily or involuntarily. And the thing with sexual harassment is it has been put to the forefront, just like racism, where people are in a different state of mind. We're in a different age where people are like, I'm not putting up with that shit anymore. Women don't want to walk in the workplace, and it doesn't matter whether you have on a muumuu or a fitted shirt. Mm-hmm. Men are thinking that it's okay because you're a female to say certain things. If you're African American, you work in the workplace, people think it's okay to say those things. If you're Latino, if you're gay, people are tired of it. And luckily, blessingly, that there are people in position to say, I'm now in this position of power, and I'm saying it's not happening anymore.
I heard Angela Lansbury make a comment, and people were
she's still
giving
alive?
her,
People
were giving her
is she
93
a lot of heat because she was saying basically, I can't, I'll paraphrase it, something like the way
they
that a
asked for
person,
it.
what
they
did she
brought
say?
It on themselves. Yeah, it was blaming the victim or she shouldn't have worn that or she shouldn't have done that. Well, I mean, think about it. Angela Lansbury's 93 years old. She's a very classy lady, but her
She
opinions,
was on her knees, though, too, getting them things.
Well,
Come on now.
her opinions are formed way back in the day. Back
But-
in those days, that's how
So,
women were
I'm
taught.
just gonna-
You better,
Right.
you got to
Look at
behave.
Sandra's shirt. So Sandra wears this shirt to work. I'm just saying. And she has this little V-cut here. So some man could honestly say, well, your shirt's kind of fitted, so if you wouldn't wear that, then I wouldn't be turned on. Darryl, that's not true. Women you can just see a face shot of a woman and men.
So you're telling me that some women don't dress provocative to get attention?
They don't. No, women dress what makes them feel good about who they are.
You're telling me that sometimes women do not dress in a way to get attention from men. There are no women that exist like that.
I feel like there are, and there are men that dress like that. So what? It doesn't give you permission to.
No man dresses like that. But
God.
also,
there are men that wear nipple shirts.
Women have to.
For
do you
sure.
realize
Nowadays,
the dog?
especially,
Do
that
you
whole
realize the
metrosexual.
dog? I'm not making excuses, but do you realize the dog that is in the men of this world today?
Actually,
I remember a man on the, what do black people call it, the pulpit or whatever, said, "Sisters, realize I'm the preacher, but I'm a man too. That was the most realest thing I ever said.
And guess what?
That I ever heard.
Let me tell you something, a non-sexist thing. I'm a woman too. You have stops, you have control. If you can't control your wee-wee, then you are a little boy. You're not a man. Men, you can look at a woman without making elevator eyes, googly eyes, and be like, oh, okay, she's trying. People don't mind that. Get in control of your penis. Men.
I'm fine with that.
And if
I'm
a
fine
woman,
with that. I'm saying
if you're
that
not in a strip club and you ain't putting dollars on her,
everybody,
keep your eyeballs to
everybody
yourself.
needs
If you're gonna
to
look
be
at me
reserved.
like that, you give me $1.
Everybody needs to
Give me a
be
damn dollar.
reserved. I'm not justifying harassment by any means.
I know you're
or
not,
nothing.
but don't say that women dress provocative get attention. Maybe there are, but unless you're seeing her in a strip club, that is her profession, and you're giving her dollars. Don't nobody want your attention like that.
Yeah, that's not what it's for. Not
Those
that
are the
kind of
women that
attention.
do it. That's their profession. They're very good at
and
it.
also
Probably
with
the
this whole,
strippers.
with all this, the first one with this sexual harassment, I'm like, wow, the third one, oh wow, and then by the 20th time, it's kind of like, wow, okay, now why are these women doing this? And it's 20
Why
years
are
old.
these women
is it
doing this?
because is it because of money?
No.
What are their
No,
what are they gaining?
I'll tell you what it is it's they're not losing anymore. Is what it is.
That's
They're
right.
not
I like
gaining.
that.
They're just not losing because before they would expose themselves to being fired, being blackballed,
Being
being
called
harassed
whores.
even more. That's right. But now what they've got is instead of the backup being only available to the men, now there's backup for these women because there's women that are in more positions of power. So you don't have an all-male board and an all-male directors and everybody in the Today Shows, the studios all men. Now you got a couple women scattered in there, and you've got men.
And they've been through that too.
Yeah, and you've got men who are willing to stand up and say that's not right. The old boys network thing is not right.
Ooh.
So you get now instead of only the guys have backup, now the women have backup, so they can come forward and they can say these things. Whereas before there was no, and they didn't perceive any support.
Right, and I understand that, and women, because they've elevated in power, trust me, they've harassed some men too. But it's very rare that a man's going to come out and say he's harassed. All jokes aside, I'm harassed all the time because of my size 16 shoe and my big hands and being tall. I said all jokes aside. It's the truth. It's the truth.
Oh,
so when women say these things, it's like, okay, but I laugh it off, but it's not something
what
that I
do they
look
say,
forward
Darryl?
to.
I'm really interested. What are they saying?
Women are aggressive. That's all I'm going to say.
Women are not aggressive with you, Darryl.
And again, all seriousness, I was violated by 2 girls when I was young. Okay,
I wanted it. Now you wanted that.
No,
yes, you did.
No, because I was young. But you know what? No man comes out and says, "Well, I was harassed" or this and this
Yes,
and that. Nobody
they do.
does
there
that.
are men that do that. Yes,
It's
there
rare.
are. It's not rare.
Okay.
Well, I think it goes back to what you were saying before. You're waiting to see more of that man on man, woman on woman.
Right.
We're in a phase right now where people are listening to the ladies, but maybe we got one more step to go to where people are also going to be supportive of a man coming forward to say that.
Yeah, he did. But it was kind of whack. It was kind of weak. There was a man, Terry Crews.
Yeah, I heard about that. Who would do that with that guy? And he's like 8 feet tall.
Don't touch me there. I mean, I kind of thought it was funny. He was like, I've been emasculated. What is it called? Emasculated?
Emasculated,
Yeah.
yeah.
I was like, dude, most men, let's be honest. Now, I'm not talking about a woman. I'm talking about another man comes up and grabs your genitals. I know no man is going to be like, what is wrong with you? Don't touch me there.
Well,
most
you know what?
men, it is a natural reaction that they're going to knock you the hell out. I mean, that's just right. There is no straight man that's going to let another man touch his genitals. It's not.
I'll never forget. I went drinking.
Someone touch your
I
genitals?
went drinking with some people
man.
from another job, and
Just you fake names.
one
Just
of
fake
the
names.
managers. I said, I got to go to the bathroom.
His name was Ron.
I said, I got to go to the bathroom. And then he says, hey, I got to go to the bathroom too.
Oh, Jeremy.
So
okay.
he's standing in the urinal.
Waiting for
and
you.
he looks over and he goes, I just wanted to see if the myth was true. It was a white guy. And he said that. And now I could have looked at that as harassment.
Did you
Sure.
step
There
back,
you go.
man? Or let him
No,
look?
no.
What would you do?
I actually asked him, is it true? Is it true? I wanted to be part of the stereotype. But that was wrong. All jokes aside.
Oh, you joked around because you were uncomfortable with
Yeah.
that. And that's how women feel every day in the workplace when men say things. We just want it to go away. So we're uncomfortable. We joke it off, but we want you just to leave us alone.
And with these women, with all these allegations, are they making it bad for the ones that are really, really going through, have been traumatized by these experiences?
No, what the hell are you talking about?
I'm saying, will false claims make it, what did you say, Eric? Right. That's what I'm saying.
Really, you had to listen to Eric?
No, I'm saying...
No, Eric had to set that up for you.
No, I'm saying with these allegations, I think that...
all the claims, false claims make it harder for women. No, it won't.
We're the
what
crying
false claims?
wolf.
Yeah, what false claims?
No, I'm saying...
false claims?
That whole line of argument completely comes from an I don't believe you because innocent little old me would never do anything like that. And projecting your own thinking onto other people. I can't perceive how another man would do something like that. It comes from a place of not...
Why would a woman do that?
Yeah, why would? Because you don't understand. And so you don't believe and you don't listen. And those people are... that whole line of thinking, this false claims thing, why would somebody do a false claim when you're faced with losing your job, being attacked? They don't get money for that.
Well, look at the whole Bill Cosby thing. I mean, I'm a big fan of Chris Rock, and he says, look, if somebody calls you a crackhead once, you're probably not a crackhead. Somebody calls you a crackhead, you may have crackish ways, But if somebody calls you a crackhead 3 times, you probably are a crackhead. Okay, so after he had 40 women that gave these allegations, I started questioning Bill Cosby, and I started not watching the Cosby Show. Okay, but were some of those women in there probably not telling the truth? They were just going for money? I don't know.
They didn't get any money. When those allegations, tell me what they got. They did not get money.
Those lawyers don't come free.
Not all of them had lawyers, Darryl.
Okay, I'm not justifying.
All 40 of those women did not have lawyers. I'm telling you that right now. What's that one lady that looked like a man? Angie Dickinson is her name. She didn't have a lawyer. The one with the wide mouth looked like a Muppet. What's her name?
What you're doing right now is shaming.
I'm not shaming.
You liberals, stop that. You can't even insult anybody.
I am
anymore.
not a liberal, first of all. I'm a progressive, okay? I'm a very progressive.
Well, that doesn't even exist. That's like saying I go to a non-denominational church.
I do that too.
That is ridiculous.
I don't like labels.
That is ridiculous.
Except on my food.
God is not a liberal hippie. God is not a liberal hippie.
Oh, Lord. But seriously, we have seen, like I said, we're seeing more corporations and that. The thing with sexual harassment is their companies I work for a Fortune 500 company, and we have those things in place which teach people how not to harass. But in Hollywood, it's a different environment. And those things for Halle Berry to get that role in Monsters Ball, I'm sure she had to do it for real because she was not acting in there with Billy Bob Thornton. But she even talked about a lot of times, even for her to get roles, she had to give something up. So it is a different environment, just like in the sports world and that. But when it comes to...
What do they call that? The casting couch. That's right.
Right, But when it comes to, and I'm not saying it's right, I'm saying, but that has bled over into corporate America. Again, where some jobs also were thought of being male-dominated, and that was part of the culture, that you were allowed to harass anyone that wasn't a white male. If you were disabled, if you were a different color, if you were a female, then you were allowed to be harassed. And people times are changing. Like you said, they're in a different position. They're tired of the bullshit, and they want it to stop. And they're not playing. Stop it.
I get it.
If you want to get your swerve on, there's some women that want to finish college. They're going to college right now. I have some friends, Eric, that are trying to finish college that work at the local strip clubs. They are not, you may come there after work and you can help them finish college and you can help your sexual harassment problems, okay? Stop messing with women at work. Help women that are going to college and stripping.
Yeah, I don't want to do that work stuff because,
I hope you don't, Darryl.
It's awkward. When everything's great, it's great. But when it falls apart, you
That's
got
why
that,
you can't
that
even
element.
date at work.
I would never want to be a part of that. You know what I mean?
Right.
But, and especially if I made advances towards somebody, no.
I do, in all fairness, I do think that it's hard for guys who don't see themselves, they don't feel like they do that, they don't have that intention to be malicious. It's hard for them to understand what it feels like. It's hard for them to understand another guy is doing this in this
like
very
Darryl
vulgar way.
When Darryl was up there using the restroom,
So a lot of guys are like, what, how could this be happening? They're not seeing it because it's not happening to them. And it's not happening near them. So I do think that there are some guys that struggle with it because of that.
Wow.
Darryl, I have a question, though. Have you seen this happen at your workplace, or have you been around any of that?
Absolutely. But I've seen it from two perspectives. I've seen it where
don't make it interracial.
There was a smile. There was a smile that followed the comment. And if a person smiles, it makes a person and or me think, which I would never talk like that. But it's like you like this, you want this.
Men think that
to talk like this, so I'll talk like that. Me, like I said, I always try to keep it professional. I can talk dirty just like anybody else.
Don't start, please, because I'm filing harassment claims.
Everything has a time and a place.
Harassment
and. I'm one of those, I do the equal thing. Okay.
Oh, okay. What's
First
that?
of all, if a woman wants to is attracted to me, and if she has a picture of me, trust me, I got a picture of her. It's an equal thing. If she's flirting with me, if she's got dirty text messages, it's an equal thing.
That is not sexual harassment, Darryl. That's some freaky stuff again.
It can be sexual harassment if it's one-sided. It can be perceived.
Sexting. You got to stop
that.
See,
you know that the lingo because you're in that world.
I'm not. What the hell? I'm not in the world. What are you talking about? Because
I'm just saying people. I'm an equal opportunity employee. I'm not going to come at somebody with that kind of aggressive talk, and they haven't done it to me.
Men who sexually harass women feel that they're allowed to do it because of their position of power. It is their male privilege. You males have privilege. And you feel that you're allowed to use it on women.
I have a daughter. I don't want.
Like
I do not support.
No, you're
this.
not going to use your male privilege on your daughter. You're going to use it on other women.
No, I'm saying. So I'm supporting what you're saying. I'm just giving different perspectives. That's all.
You just said you supported Roy Moore.
That was a long time ago. Why are you bringing that up?
Because
I didn't say that.
This is what I mean. This is what happens with you conservatives.
What you're doing,
you guys are
you're
going
reading.
To say,
this is again, you're reading off. This isn't on the outline.
No.
This is not on the outline.
My thing is, you say that you don't believe in sexual harassment, but you will vote for Roy Moore. So that's where you conservatives are getting this wrong. Okay, if you have integrity and if you believe in something, you believe it across the line. You don't stop when it comes to politics.
Well, Anywho,
did my sister neck in there like,
Yeah. Phil doesn't want to tell us what his vote's going to be.
I'm just glad that we can engage in a conversation.
And I mean, you can
with
go
this,
all
which I
sort of
told you,
ways.
I don't feel, even though I have an opinion in this, I don't feel comfortable speaking. I'm glad you ladies were able to take the lead in this conversation.
Well, let me speak for you. You seem to think, like most males, if a woman chooses to dress sexy because she works out and feels really good about herself, that gives you more the leeway, or as a male, then you're asking for men to say those things to you. And I don't think
I didn't say that.
But you said, it went back to, what's her name? The old lady. She older than Betty.
Angela Lansbury.
What's the other one? Betty. What was Betty Pope? Betty. No, not Betty Boop.
No.
Betty, they used to play on Golden Girls. What her name is?
Betty White.
Betty White. Okay, she ordered Betty White. But my point is that sexual harassment in the workplace is unneeded, is unwanted, and people need to just leave it out of the workplace. But it's coming specifically from people in a position of power with male privilege. I feel quite different than that if I'm going out to the garbage can and someone does that than I do at work. I don't feel threatened. I don't feel that I have to put up with that.
Okay, well let's end with that and move to the next segment so we can work our way to getting out of the studio. You have any final thoughts, Sandra?
Just to say that I the guys that feel like, oh, this isn't happening or these women aren't telling the truth, it'd be nice. My question would be, would you speak up if you saw, you see somebody else say something to the lady who's dressed, maybe what you might think of as provocative. Well, I would never say that because, it's not right. But you hear somebody else say it. Speak up, it's man to man. Don't do that. That's not the right way to treat the woman. She's not asking for that like you think she is. And that's
then I got to get beat up. But go on.
And that's what and add on to that. And you can give a woman a compliment in the right way. But
sure.
But you don't have to tell her, oh, you look good today. You can say, hey, you look nice. Say it in a professional manner. Women are people. Everyone likes their ego stroked. You don't have to take it to the next level. Talk to someone in a professional manner without making it uncomfortable for the other person.
Okay. All right. Well, moving into the next segment, I'll do a brief apology and then we'll move into the Erica Fitness Minute. Is that cool?
Whoop, whoop.
I don't know what all that is.
Don't worry about that.
As far as my apology, the Same Poet apology, I want to apologize to any women that have misinterpreted my advances as harassment.
Nobody.
I know that this is a serious situation.
You don't need to apologize. They ain't never happened.
And well, I mean, you never know. You never know.
I don't think any women have been offended by you.
Well, I'm not that type of guy, and that's good. I don't have that kind of persona about me. Is that the proper?
What I was saying, but okay. That's
So,
not what I was meaning.
Well, okay. Trust me.
Do you even know how to sexually harass anybody, Darryl? Really? You tuck your shirts in. I mean, people that tuck their shirts have no idea. I'm judging.
Well, okay. And then, you know what? Briefly, do you know why untucked shirts are so popular? Do you know?
No.
Because it hides that you're overweight.
Are you serious?
That's the truth.
I'm going to have to check that out.
That's the truth. Because if a person that's heavy looks in the mirror with their shirt tucked in, who looks ridiculous most of the time, and they got this big pot belly, and then they said, you know what, I look ridiculous. And then the shirt comes out, and they said, you know what, wow, I look cool. Now I don't have to work out. All I got to do is just wear my shirts out.
You know what, Darryl, I think you have a point. This is the first time I'm going to agree with you.
Okay, I'm just telling you how it is.
Wow, so get your untucked big shirt from Three Kings.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Three Kings are making those mediums and those untuckables.
Wow. So let's get into your segment of the show.
Oh, I love my segment.
We want to thank our sponsor for Erica's segment, Giovanna Boudreau.
Yes, who is a blogger and the founder of Fit Thick Girls. Did you know that? Fit Thick Girls. Those of you looking for encouragement while getting fit and would like to purchase some really cool clothing while working out, please visit Giovanna at www.fitthickgirls.com, as well as on all your major social media sites. Okay, we are looking for sponsors here. This is going fast. You'll let us know, right?
Absolutely.
So,
what you got for your Fitness Minute? What you got?
Well, I had someone send in a message asking about, how they're always telling you to switch up your workout routines. Is this something that you need to do to lose weight? And one of the things I really want to impress home with the person that wrote this, thanks, Aaron, is that no, this is not going to help you lose weight. One of the biggest problems we have within the fitness industry is people using eating to determine how they work out. So I eat a big brownie, I ate a cheeseburger, so today I've got to work out for an hour or two. Well, we really need to, and that was the way to get people to understand when you eat that, how much it takes to burn off calories. So now everyone bases that, what they eat is how they work out. What we need to be looking at is, instead of that, is how your workout matches to what you eat and how you eat. And what I mean by that, if you know that if you're not working out today, guess what? You don't need a lot of carbs and healthy fat. Let's stick to more vegetables and let's stick to more lean meat. That's what you eat should be going along with your workout, not the other way. If you know, for example, you're going to be doing a lot of CrossFit or a lot of physical activity such as running, then you can go ahead and eat more carbs, get a little more in there. But people instead are eating a lot of carbs, a lot of fat, and then they're like, now I got to go jump around for 2 hours. You don't have to do that when your eating matches your movement.
Wow. Okay.
Lose weight, watch that mouth. And again, is this year 2018? You know what the thing is?
You know what?
Eat smarter, train smarter.
That's fantastic, and thank you for the Erica minute, but
Yeah.
I also want to say, I'm so tired of people saying the year that it is when they're trying to make a point. I'm sure they were like, this is 1952.
You owe me an apology next show.
You
owe me an apology next show. You owe me an apology. I'm sorry.
Oh, my God. Stop saying
I'm trying to get people excited.
We're going to be dealing with the same problems next year.
No, we're not, because we're going to change.
2020 is going to be the same thing. I thought cars are going to be flying by now. You know what? They're not. We're still on the ground.
That's because that's sticky legislation there. Sticky legislation.
Well,
yes, there will be.
But you know what, though? I'm actually glad that they're not, because if there's an accident in the air, you die. So I guess I'm glad that that's not happening. So scratch that.
I'm even mad you gave that rationale. I'm a little offended you gave any rationale to that. Like, you really thought about that.
Well, no, it just came. So, who wants to read the conclusion of the show?
Where is that?
Maybe I should read it because you've been...
show ending. Okay. So what you got going on this weekend, fam?
I don't know what. No.
Seriously, what you got going on this weekend? What's that? Is that?
Well, you know what? I'm going to be on vacation for the rest of the week.
Okay, moving on. We like to thank everyone. No, I'm supposed to.
So I got some things to do. I'm working on this house in Indiana. I'm going to just be hanging out with the kids.
Why do you have a house in Indiana? I really am going to regret asking this.
If I had another house, it'd be in Florida.
No, actually, it was willed to me from my aunt Ernestine, and so I rented the house out for a year. Now I'm doing some renovation, and I'll maybe sell it in next year. We'll see. But so I have to go there to do some things, and just going to be hanging out with the kids. What you got going on?
Me, it's my mama's birthday. Happy birthday, Mom. So I'm celebrating my mom's birthday, and I'm also putting together an initiative with 2 people that are we're doing a really big event coming up in February to help with getting 2018 to help people get started in health and wellness.
Awesome.
So,
awesome.
Yeah.
What you got, Sandra?
Susan/Sandra.
I think I'm going to be doing my annual last-minute Christmas getting ready for shopping. And
how many days?
I was writing my list today. I was like, dang, I'm farther behind than I thought I was.
That's not good, man. Yeah, we all got to make sure you get your shopping in. But we want to thank everyone for helping us achieve over 750 likes. Look, we need 1,000, so help us hit that G. So get on there and like our Facebook page. And thank you for everyone who gave me the shout-outs for the new logo.
You got a lot of support.
I love those people, and I would love if you guys would like our Facebook page. And we have over 190 subscribers to our YouTube channel, and we've been monetized. I don't know what that means yet, but Daryl's keeping it all for herself. So thanks, everyone, for sharing our posts with their friends and family. Also, please subscribe and review to our show on iTunes. If you give us a 4 or 5 review, am I supposed to say .0, 4.0, 5.0,
no.
5.0? If you give us a 4 or a 5.0 star review, we will announce your name during the show, your whole name. So give us that government name. And please don't forget to check out our sponsor, 3 Kings Clothing. Really, they are awesome. You can get those shirts that cover your belly and those mediums.
Right.
You can always visit and check out us at www.fullcirclepodcastshow.com. Tell us if something about us offends you, if we talk too much about light-skinned people or interracial couples. If we talk too much, let us know. We like that stuff. And all of our info is there.
She had to throw that in there, but that's funny. It's a personal joke.
Including ordering information about Carmen's new CD, as Daryl's new book. Obviously, I need to get something too, right? You can also email us at fullcirclepodcast@gmail.com for questions, comments, or if you want to be a guest or even a sponsor. Remember, these spots are going fast for the show or an episode. You can also check us out. Woo, my mouth is dry. You can also check us out on iTunes and Stitcher. Thank you. And remember,
you have an opinion. Take a stand for something. You have an opinion. Use it.
You said it
too fast. Does that make sense?
Carmen says it like this.
I didn't know you were going to leave it for me. You look over at me.
Yeah, just say it. Let's say it like Carmen. Take a stand for something. If you have an opinion.
It's not if you have an opinion.
Oh.
Take a stand for something. You have an opinion. Use it. Good night, everybody. Crime. Let's get it together. Education. Let's get it together. Marriage. Let's get it together. Politics. Let's get it together. Full circle. Poverty. poverty,
let's get it together.
race,
Let's get it together. Full circle.